What's up everyone, Drunken Phoenix here. So today we're going to look at some videos about people talking about their, not so good financial decisions. Like always, for us, the viewers, we're going to be able to look at these videos and just walk with our heads just a little bit higher. I mean, I've made some, not so responsible financial decisions in the past, but not as bad as people in these videos. So, this is entertainment, but also take this as a learning lesson. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hey, it's time I tell you about my debt. This is terrifying. Honestly, I carry a lot of shame with this debt, which I think most people do, especially around school loans, because people have a lot of opinions about that, and I will explain the reasoning or lack thereof around everything that's going on with our debt. But drum roll, the big number is $627,528.29. Terrible. So the majority of that are school loans. My own school loans come to $266,427.79. I went to school for 6.5 years, 2.5 were grad school to get my doctorate in physical therapy. And then my husband has $581,378.69 in school loans.
That is a crazy number to have in student loans. I know she says she's doing physical therapy. I don't know how much they get paid. I mean, it doesn't sound, I guess she has her doctorate, but it doesn't pay, it wouldn't pay me enough to have student debt that high. That is crazy. And this is not, this is not really dissing them, because I mean, they're doing, pretty respectable careers, physical therapy, whatever. But I think this should just be a testament to just how crazy the system is, and why is education this expensive, especially for people that are doing respectable careers, like for health. This is crazy, and I'm even thinking about just the interest that they would have to pay on that. Like, can you imagine I can't even imagine what the monthly payments would be for for a student loan balance that large. But I'm going to continue the video.
He did 8 years of school, 4 undergrad, 4 graduate, 4 chiropractic. So all that being said, the huge school loan ones are just so massive that, and they've always been there, that it's just, it's a huge burden, but it's also like we can't even include that in our debt payoff at this time, eventually. So if I deduct the massive government school loans and I keep just my small private one, by small private loan, it's $44,000, $189.42. So small compared to, massive. So if we total my private loan, my car payment, credit cards, braces, medical debt, the total for that, which is the ultimate goal to really start paying down now, is $91,681.89.
That is a pretty big balance. I mean, $91,000 in debt total is pretty big, but I still can't stop thinking about the student loans, y'all. That's crazy. And she said this $91,000, part of this was, for medical bills, which I'm an advocate for free healthcare, so I think that's another, screwed up thing that's going on right now, that we have to, pay so much for it just to get medical attention. I don't think, and I know we have the money to. We know it can be done.
The stress that we live under is just a daily stress. Honestly, I don't even know how to explain how it happened. We lived out of our means. We were starting off in debt. I chose private school. My husband chose private college. I was 18. I thought it was a great idea. Looking back, I'm 37. It wasn't a good idea. I can't change that. I will be paying them off. But the rest of my debt was our decision, and it was not a good decision. Living out of your means, taking on things that you can't take on, but other things are just, they come up. you know, summer camp and childcare and unexpected house things and yada, yada, yada. We didn't include our mortgage in this either. That doesn't count. So the $91,681.89 is the total that I'm running off of for my purpose here on TikTok, to try to make money and pay it down, starting with the credit cards, because that is not good debt. And I really, 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 really hope to cut a huge chunk of that down. Please support me.
Well, I will say I do like her attitude. I mean, she seems to be going in it, you know, with a positive mindset, and she's taking accountability for some of the actions that she has done for living above her means. I do feel for her for that student loan debt. Like I said, I find student loans to be a very predatory business, and hopefully, I'm probably not in this administration at all, but hopefully there are some real steps that are taken down the line to really help to not make student loans to not be so predatory, and to, you know, lower the price of education, and maybe offer some, you know, widespread student loan forgiveness, because we know a lot of the rich elite people, they get so many bailouts just for so many things. But yeah, let's continue.
Please tell me this is a joke, right?
Nah, bro, it's not. It's not, man.
I'm just trying to figure out, how do you owe $25,000 on a Mercedes that has 170,000 miles?
Huh?
Hey, what's up, brother? How are you? This is Yusuf, Legacy Motor Cars in Atlanta.
Oh, hey, Yusuf, how you doing, man?
I'm going good. I got your message, and let's see what we can get done, man.
So, pretty much I'm gonna just like go to the front at the beginning and everything when I got the car. So I got the car when I got out of high school. You know, I wasn't really too smart about the car finances and stuff like that. So I just seen the car. I could, you know, just pretty much blindly sign. But yeah, it was a 26% interest rate and I got it from CarMax. Originally, the note was like 500 something plus the CarMax gear, stuff like that. So it went up to 600, and after tax is 628 or 668.
I mean, but you said you bought the car in 2021?
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, we're 4 years later. If you bought it for 25, how you still owe 25? Score, and how much do you have down?
Credit score 580, and then right now, as of now, I don't have anything really down. There's a dealership that I'm working with that they're trying to do a short sale where I can just go ahead and get it settled through, get off my account. So I know it's going to be on my credit, but it's not going to be a big hit like a repo or anything. But
for people like this, I'm really curious to know, where are these people's parents? Like, he said he got this car right when he got out of high school, so I'm assuming he was around 18 years old, which is technically legally an adult, but still young enough to where, you know, oftentimes your parents are still very influential in your life, whether it's, you know, whether you depend on them financially or, you know, whatever. So did mom and dad not say, hey, you probably shouldn't get this fucking car with the 170,000 miles with a 26% interest rate? Or, you know, I could just imagine myself. I know when I got my first car, like, that I bought for myself, like, I was, you know, always going back and forth with my parents saying, hey, is this a good deal? How is this reasonable? You know, blah, blah, blah. You know, asking a lot of questions. And also, even when I was, you know, a young adult, which I guess I still am, even back then, I had enough discernment to know that, you know, $668 a month doesn't really sound appealing to me. You know, I mean, sure, it's a Mercedes, I guess, but, you know, I don't know. That just don't sound, I don't know if that's sustainable. And I guess a lot of people, more people than, you know, I would have imagined, given these videos, do not have foresight. So this was really a dumb decision.
They're going to take the car, or they're going to settle for the car, and then I could probably just get a buy here, pay here car, like a cheaper Toyota. I don't know what my best bet is.
I don't know what the warranty situation is looking like. I doubt that you still have any left, especially from CarMax, but the 170,000 miles, $25K. you might as well just tell the bank come pick it up. I mean, what are they going to short sell it for? The dealership, 3-4 grand. That's probably what it's worth.
Yeah.
The bank is what, American Credit Acceptance.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean they're pretty good with picking up their cars, so they're not just gonna like drop it, to be honest.
Currently, I'm like an Amazon driver.
Time being, just use the car and just be careful if they're gonna pick it up. But I mean, if that's your only mode of transportation, I would just use that. And then when you get maybe like stack your bread up, get like $2,000 or $3,000, I can get you into like a cheap cash car. Really,
where are you located?
So we have 2 stores. We're in the Atlanta, Georgia area. To the ground, hustle for a year or 2, get your credit up, and then when you have a 700 credit score, you've climbed the Amazon ladder, you're making decent money, then go get a nice car. But right now, the situation is when people they see luxury cars and high interest rates, they never think about getting it to this point, So
yeah, man.
But it's all good. But I'm glad we got to connect. I'm sorry I couldn't get you to a different car. All right, my brother. Let me know if you need anything from me.
So this video clearly makes me feel a little bit better about the decisions I made in my life. I mean, I'm not in a bad financial decision, but we all make mistakes. The one decision I do wonder, maybe I should have been a car salesman. I mean, it blows my mind that there's so many people like this. Like, this is just one story, but if you guys have been keeping up with the videos on my channel, I do several videos going over ridiculous car payments. And I'm speechless. I don't know what these people be thinking. Like, I really don't. They tell you how much you're paying a month, and these people still somehow sign off on it. Just because it's a nice car or a nice looking car. Like, I like nice cars too, but I'm not going to get something that I can't afford. Or if I get something, I'm going to want to make sure and ask myself, is this sustainable? Is this going to cost me the struggle? Can I afford this in my current situation, in my current position? People really are sheep. I need to be a car salesman.
Thank you, Voodoo.
Bye.
To make myself cry. Today I'm going to calculate how much money I've spent on DoorDash in 2024.
Okay, so I don't use DoorDash, but I definitely know 100% that I spend way more on food than I should. So this one is actually making me a little bit nervous because I don't think I can ever do what this lady is doing, because if I find out how much I'm spending on food every month or whatever, that would make me feel really bad about myself. I'm kind of, for me personally, I'm a little bit better with just kind of feeling it out. Like, I still, I'm able to save every month and stuff, but I can do better.
If I have to guess, I'm going to say 3,000, but I could be like way off. Girl, you weren't even close. Let's just say that I order DoorDash like multiple times a week. Sometimes I even use it to like grocery shop. So this should be interesting. And we are starting strong on January 1st with some French toast. So let me get started on calculating this. If anyone was curious, this took me about 40 minutes to calculate. Halfway check-in. Guys, I have a problem. My estimate's going to be way off. I'm pretty sure we're already over that, and I'm only through June. I'm scared. All right, I'm finished. And boy, was I off. So the total I spent on DoorDash in 2024 was $6,630.92.
Now, that is a ridiculous amount, and I think a lot of that is attributed to her using DoorDash. Like, I will say I never ordered food for delivery, because they always add a surplus to it. You always want to spend more than everybody want to fucking tip these days. Like, so I'm not the best at spending when it comes to food, but at least I don't do that.
That's $127 a week, or $552 a month. That's so bad. Like, I'm literally in shock. And that doesn't account for the $100 I paid over the year for the Dash Pass. So yeah, I'm canceling my Dash Pass. If you don't believe me, here you go. And now I'm going to work on my 2025 savings goals and stuff like that. I also calculated how much debt I have, and that'll be a whole nother video. Yeah, so basically, I need to get another job.
Probably put about like
7 grand into it.
Oh! How long did it last?
About a year. A year, right?
Less than a year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
If I literally put that money into just like an empty Moomoo account, it's the investing app I use, literally just like $2,000, you get an instant $150, which is incredible, and then you get another like 8.1% APY on that money. Imagine $7,000 doing that. That's like a 16% return, like instantly, pretty much. Imagine $7,000 just sitting there on that 8.1% APY. Crazy, but instead we put it into Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and now we have a $5,000 debt. To fucking $5,000 debt is all we have left of it.
I didn't have the heart of the cards. What can I say?
It's accruing almost $90 in interest on a monthly basis.
But it's not going to be there forever.
5.
Okay, so I would probably say out of all the TikTok videos I got within this compilation, that was probably the dumbest decision I ever seen. Just unless, I mean, clearly they're not rich, so putting $7,000 in Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I know I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh fan either, but I'm thinking about something like a franchise I'm a really big fan of, and there's a few that comes to mind that I really love that are like my childhood, and even I would not spend, shit, I wouldn't even spend $1,000 on some stop cursing, on some cards. I'm you know, I want to make sure my videos are friendly for the general audience. I have to reduce my cursing, but yeah, that's probably the dumbest decision I've seen. Yeah.
Worst financial decisions that I've made. Number 1, moving out of my parents' house to a very expensive area that I don't even like. Number 2, having a $780 car payment. What in the fuck? I do have reasoning. My last car, somebody crashed into me. I had gap insurance. I put a lot of money down on the car. After all that, I lost whatever money I put down onto the car. So it ticked me off, and I was like, I'm putting no money down on this car and paying a lot monthly. Also, that car happens to be a coupe, which is a very compact vehicle if you didn't know. So that leads us into the next one. Number 3, buying a second car and it being a Mini Cooper, so it's like very small. I have 2 cars that I can't fit jack shit in. Number 4, letting a credit card add up and not having a job. So basically I was living at my parents' house, let my credit card add up, and it was only like a little bit because I was like 19, but it was still enough to where I had to get a job, and the first couple paychecks went straight to the credit card. Number 5, paying for college and basically just messing around and not doing jack shit, and meanwhile I'm very dumb because I'm sitting there paying for it. Meanwhile, like, I'm not putting any effort into anything. That's all of them. I want you to send this to somebody who has concrete grippers as feet.
Okay, so this guy, I don't know why he gives me rich family vibes, so I feel like he's gonna be okay, you know. But the only thing that stood out to me with that was, I don't know why you all are spending these $700 a month on these cars. And he said he has 2 cars. These $700 car payments, this cannot be the new normal. Again, I should have been a car salesman. But that's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you all think. Have any of you guys made, you know, not so smart financial decisions that you want to share? I mean, if you're not embarrassed, just be transparent. We're not going to make fun of you or anything. It's just, you know, I make dumb decisions. Let me see. A dumb financial decision that I've made. I know I have. I eat out a lot. I think that's my biggest one. You know. What else? I know I did something else. That's all I can think of right off the top of my mind. I'll give myself credit. I'm pretty good with money, but let me know what you all think, and leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.